Good evening. Welcome to the Mancunian Way. My name is Martin. I'm your host, and my internet is dying, so I do apologise. They just told me something's come off the PS5. Hopefully that works. I will have to have another convo with Virgin Media tomorrow to try and sort this out. But we have our very own Rich. Good evening, mate. How are you? Well, good morning.
Not bad, not bad.
And making her debut, long-awaited debut, Faye Gilmore-Tees, as you can see there, competition winner, is joining us. How are you? And it's lovely to have you, Faye.
Yeah, oh, thank you. Thank you. It's lovely to be on. I never in a million thought I'd be doing this, bit out of my comfort zone, but why not?
So she's gone from Twitter Spaces up to YouTube shows now.
Yeah.
It's always nice to get the female perspective as well.
Yeah.
We normally have Alan for that.
Yeah.
I'll just let you all know, Alan is coming on. I've just got him out of bed. There's a reason I've got Alan on tonight, because Alan was not very happy with today's game.
Oh.
Happy at all. So I just thought it'd be nice to, instead of getting the happy clappy Martin version, get a bit of negativity as well from Alan.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so a few hellos, as we always do. Good evening, Connor, Dash, Vibe, Lee Gates, how are you? Hope you are all well. Section is in the building. Good evening, mate. Kathy, spot on. We are a family. Blues be nice to everyone. Nabil is with us. Good evening, Matt Lunder. Man City find a way. What a club. 22 shots, 7 on target, 72% of the ball. We kept going, and winning mentality is insane. But Alan thought we were awful. Man City fans are going to win the Premier League again. Josko Gvardio and John Stones were on fire. I don't get the meltdown over the apparent offside. We'll go into that because I think Arsenal fans are having... There's a bit of an outcry because I think they're a bit worried, personally. How come Foden doesn't always start? I will explain it a little bit with what I've been told. Now, I always say reportedly. I don't know if it's fully factual, but it's what I've been told. I will do it as we're going along, just so we'll get everybody in. But I can't go into full detail. So for everyone to go, Martin, you're teasing, I'm not. Some things have to remain private and personal. I'm not going to go into people's personal circumstances. What a win today, and I thought Gavardio and Stones were both superb today. Good evening, DC. How are you? Pep out, as you know. Anyone who was on Andy's show earlier, I was doing the Pep out brigade. You got to love it. Pep out. What a load of rubbish. We're only beating Wolves 2-1. Shambles, bottom of the league. I have a sore throat from today. Done that once. Make sure I've got everyone, and then we'll come to the... main stuff. Adam Quinn for the 12 months. Yeah, I am going to bring up the memberships. And by the way, memberships, you have any chance to do what Fee's doing right now. Come on a show and debate with Rich. Are you any good at finances, Fee? Because Rich will test you.
I'm an administrator, so a tiny bit of payroll here and there, but nothing like Rich. Rich is the OG.
Yeah, you should go and work for the Premier League. They need a bit of administration.
They do, yeah. They probably pay well as well.
I did hear the fans booing Nunes. Alan was booing Nunes as well. Alan's comment was, Tommy Doyle is better than Nunes. Today, that was the opening line I got. Tommy Doyle can't even start for Wolves. I believe we have enough leaders on the pitch, even without going.
Alan's having a midlife crisis, Martin. All he's been doing is posting pictures of his 21st the last day or two. So I think he's going through a midlife crisis at the minute. Yeah.
So there you go. Big up Gilmore-Tees. Exactly. Show everyone, Fee, a lot of love. Look at that. Welcome, Fee. Women rule. Don't start the women. It's not a feminist movement. Let's not start that. Whoa, what are you doing, you lot? Good afternoon, Warren. Yes, Fee. That's it. Show Fee a lot of love.
Oh, thank you, everyone.
Hopefully, Alan won't show too much love.
No.
Do you want to tell Alan early if you're married or anything, just to get that out of the way for Alan?
I am married, yeah.
There you go. Alan, she's married when you get on, just so you know.
Yeah. To a boxer.
Yeah.
UFC fighter. Good evening, Luke. How are you? Get behind Fee. She's going to smash it. There you go.
Oh, I love Luke. Thanks, Luke.
Start riding the bike faster, Martin. I've told you this. No, I don't know what's going on. My Virgin Media is dying a death. It was fine. I got a booster, and in the last 2 weeks, it's died a death, and I don't know why. Ray Woods being quite blunt, getting blues. Fuck Arsenal. There you go. Just straight to the point. SOS, good evening. LB98, good evening. I won't start singing that. Late because of Costas? No, I was late because I was sorting out my father. Can't be a last-minute winner. You can't. I want Alan speak on Nunes. Stephen, that might be later on the space. Right, Adam Quinn, thank you for renewing for the 12th month. 1 year, you are a superstar, mate. Thank you so much. And then Bella, 81, as he always does, has gifted 2 separate memberships. Thank you so, so much, mate, for your kind generosity as well as Adam. And then Tone, thank you, mate. Bit cheap from you, that $1.99. You did $4.99 on LB's channel. What are you doing? You're saying we're only worth $1.99? Cheapo. No, thank you, mate. Hey, great to see Fee, Martin and Rich, top class. And I hope your partner, wife, is having a lovely, lovely birthday, despite Arsenal losing yesterday.
Yeah, and the Colts. He was complaining about the Colts as well, wasn't he?
I don't know why he watches NFL. Anyone who
I know.
I
don't want to. Sorry, Tone, don't get that.
We're going to talk about that, Lee. Don't you worry. I'm waiting for Alan to come on. Right, before we do, I'm going to promise you we'll come to it. Don't forget, footballprizes.co.uk, and this is a big one. You've got till Wednesday, the 23rd of October at 7:30 to win a Champions of Europe signed Pep Guardiola shirt. And it is framed as well with a letter of authenticity or certificate of authenticity. And Pep doesn't sign a lot of things anymore, so this is right up everyone's alleyway. You will also have a chance to win 16 instant prize, including a Rodri signed shirt, Edison signed shirt. So there you go. Link is down in the description. $3.95 a ticket. The link is in the description down below to take you to footballprizes.co.uk. And the live draw is on Thursday, the 24th of October at 12 p.m. And that is a mega, mega prize. We'll post that everywhere. So get over there and show Football Prizes a lot of love. They are a top company, and we are honoured to be part of their football family. Martin's Pep agenda. Yeah, I have. Right, let's get into it. City have beaten Wolves 2-1. Fee, your initial thoughts on the game?
Well, I mean, it was a really enjoyable game to watch, I'd say, especially the first half for me. I felt like a lot of people have obviously underestimated Wolves, you know, like we always do when it's a lesser opponent. Everybody sort of goes, oh, easy steamroller. But, you know, as we learned last year, that's not the case. But, yeah, I felt like the game, at times it was really frustrating to watch. There were certain players that were out there that just didn't look like they didn't know who to pass to. I feel like there's still a lot of this. There's a lot of sort of, because we've not got that solidity anymore in the midfield with Rodri and the creativity of Kevin De Bruyne. I feel like it's an obvious thing, but we're totally missing that. And today you could see there was a few sort of almost lost-looking players. I think Stones was a bit like that throughout the first half, especially. I was thinking, you know, he just doesn't know where to pass it. And then obviously there was a few that had a bit of a stinker, but overall I thought it was an enjoyable game. But Wolves defended really, really well. You know, they did. And obviously the goal, I mean, Guardiola's goal was a banger. Amazing. What else can you say about that? But yeah, there was a lot to say about it really in an overall way. But yeah, I could get into it individually, but I felt like it was a game of 2 hours, definitely.
Rich?
Frustrating at times, I think, because whilst Wolves played well, it was like the Real Madrid second half or Arsenal second half, but against a team that are nowhere near as good. So I did think we lacked a bit of imagination, and I was starting to get a bit annoyed by Savinho doing the Gabriel Jesus face. I want him to, I don't need another Brazilian who looks like he's about to cry every 5 seconds, but him and Doku both just lacked a bit of imagination, and and we were kind of held for large parts of the game to people like Diaz shooting, and we've got to figure out something different to deal with that, even if it's, I'm not sure what the answer is, but I'm sure it will come to Pep. But at the end of the day, you can't ever complain with a John Stones last minute winner, because Stones is my favourite player, and him getting up there to do it for the second time in a month in the 95th minute, or was it 96th, the game before, is fantastic. But we do need to go and get a coach for set pieces, because you can't. We had a corner every 2 minutes against Wolves. Wolves have let in twice as many goals from corners as any other team in the Premier League, and we've got to figure out a way. I wouldn't be surprised if we've conceded more goals from our corners this year than scored, because they seem to be the chance for opponents to break against us. So we've got to do something. We've got to get in, a set piece coach with some imagination, because that'll cost us if we don't sort that out.
Okay. Martin, don't start. What have I done? I've not done anything. I don't know why you're all coming at me. I'm watching the Chiefs. Why is everyone watching the Chiefs? What's going on? The NFL. Get in the bin. Get in the bin, all here. Evening, all Simo. Listen, if you're into that, McAtee's 22 is not kidding anymore. We have no intention to play him. I'm going to come on to that in a bit, TJ, because I do agree, as much as people are thinking, I'm this happy clapper, and I sit there driving down the Etihad because nothing can be said. Do you know the thing is with me? I do think our midfield is too slow and too old, those three together. I don't like Kovacic, Gundogan and Bernardo. It's a combined age of 115, and I'm exaggerating now. It's combined age of about 93. And there's not a creative bone in either of the bodies. And the creativity, when I went on LB's show at the very beginning, I said the creativity has to come down the wide flanks. I thought Doku and Savio, for the first time this season, looked a bit off it together. But I'm giving them both because Doku is still a young lad. I think they tried a lot. I think they had a go. But Rich, you are right with the Savio thing. It reminded me the first time all season of Gabriel Jesus. And I thought, where are we going here?
Well, you mentioned about his pain threshold, didn't you, or something? And he was...
Yeah. Apparently, it's to do with a femur bone.
Right.
They have an issue with what they're trying to manage. So I don't know.
There was a lot of missed passes from Savio today.
Tone, I was joking, mate, but thank you. So I was joking, by the way. I have messaged him privately. 5 for you, Martin, overtaking LB now. Colts actually won. There you go. City decent over the 90 today. Terrific start to the season, despite not our best. That's to come. And that's where I'm at. But apparently, me and Tom saying that has made us happy clappers and City admin people. And that's my thing with me. Someone said to me, are we playing brilliant now? No. But I don't think we were bad today.
No.
That's my difference. And there's been a lot of this. Well, you had Wolves and they were one-on-one and they scored with the first chance. That I agree with. And that does have to be sorted out at some point. But my thing is, it's not new. We were having the exact same conversations 12 months ago. Honestly, go back 12 months, watch one of these streams, exact same conversation was happening over the defense.
And it's completely tactical as well. You watch it now, and I was listening to podcasts where there was a Fulham fan on talk about it, that because Rico is so far up and in the middle, then if a team breaks fast, we have a structural weakness down our right-hand side. Because Rico, even if he was, Van der Ven or prime 28-year-old Walker, would not get back into the right position to defend, a break that goes so you see it, there's a break, the space on the right, and then Rico is permanently catching up with a player, and it's not his fault, it's tactical. He's told to go up into the middle, and you just simply can't play number 10 and right back. So we've got to figure out that one, whether it's a shift in the other three across or what we do, but we've got to figure out that one, because that is costing us, and I think opposition coaches are now going for that. And yeah, as I say, that's tactical, not play, in my view.
Spartacus are switching the wind. I've got a theory on this, and I will come to that later on. I promise you, I'm going to star that, Spartacus, because I've got a theory on why that happened. But I'm with you. If you look at the first sort of 10 minutes of that game, it was all us. Thought we started really positively right up until their goal. If you watch, their goal was totally against the run of play. It was all us. So, and I'm proper sketching out here, and now I don't know what's going on. It was totally against the run of play. It was Rico's fault. I thought he got caught out, and I don't think it was a bit like the Ipswich goal. And I don't mean with him.
But I think that's tactical, Martin. I think he's going into the middle and up front.
He was jogging coming back, Rich. Watch him again. He could have busted a bit more of a gut to get to Larson. Or whatever his name was.
Possibly, but I think that's inevitable. We are going to have that. Teams are going to do that against us unless we figure out how to close that gap. Because you can't have a right back or a left back play number 10 and not create space where the player's behind you.
Yeah, his positioning today was a little bit confusing as well. I felt like he was a bit all over the place.
Well,
I mean, he was just like, you know, when you watch it and you're trying to sort of get a grasp on what he's trying to do, and you could see. But there was times where defensively, I think his physicality is getting better. I think defensively, he did a good few blocks. I think he did well overall. Obviously, there was that glaring mistake, but I think he had a good game still.
Yeah, and I do think that I'd be inclined in a big game at the minute to give Akanji a go right back as well, because I like Stones and Diaz together. I think the best of both of them has been when they're together. So if Stones stays fit, I want to see him play. But I think Akanji is one of our 4 best defenders. And so at the moment, I think I'd like to see Akanji given a bit of a chance at right back.
Yeah, Akanji, Stones, Diaz and Guardiola would be ideal, I think.
I'd love to see that.
Yeah,
I'd love to see that.
I wanted that beforehand. And that wasn't a dig at Rico or Walker.
Yeah.
You see, I'm going to be very thinking. I'd like to go back to the 4 centre-backs at the back.
Yeah. Well, I think the other thing, Martin, is I think sometimes because of the way Guardiola and Rico play, when they are the 2 fullbacks, you inherently, one will be up at number 10 and one will be up at number 8, and that does leave us exposed. Whereas if you play Rico and Ake's playing, I think Ake's that bit more defensive than Guardiola. It helps out. And equally, if you're playing Guardiola, play Akanji and give Guardiola free roam. But I think when you play Rico and Guardiola together, that's a risky play against a team that's going to break.
Yeah. I don't think Rico had a bad game overall. Thought he just got caught defensively. But he's 19, and this is my issue when people are playing 70 games. He's still a kid. And he's still developing into his body. We did go 1 down, but I thought and then obviously they had the second chance, which Edison saved, which I think is the one that melted down more fans than most. Was that one chance that Edison has obviously saved. Always here.
But I must admit, one thing I think no one's giving credit for is I think a year or 2 ago, Edison, a couple of times in recent weeks, would have come further out and maybe not got it. But I think he's done really well twice against Fulham last week and once today to come out at the right time, not too early, which he had a tendency to. And I don't think people give Edison enough credit at times because he's not seen as the best shot stopper in the world. I don't think he gets the credit he deserves.
Morning, Alan.
Morning. Thanks for the alarm call.
He's not happy. He's not happy, ladies and gents.
Oh God, you know what? The game finished yesterday. It was about half an hour after. I was just dozing off because people don't know when you live over here.
Here we go.
Game finishes like 2:30, 3 o'clock. So you go to sleep, obviously. So I'm going to sleep. Next thing, he comes on the phone, so I answer it. Hello. He starts shouting at me as if I'd done something wrong.
I didn't shout.
Yes, you did. Called me a Man United fan. And then
Called you a Man United fan, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, Martin, you just come on at 3 o'clock in the morning just have a go at me.
I will read you, if you want, I will read you Alan's chats.
Oh, God.
Dive. Fuck me, City defending again. Doku shit. We need more Nico at fault. City are shite. Tommy Doyle is better than Nunes. I mean, I can continue it.
Do you know, Martin, thank you very much for taking over as Alan's nanny. I used to get those a few years ago, and I don't get them anymore. So
It's only Wolves. It's only Wolves, ladies and gents, is what I got.
Mate, well, I'll tell you what. We were, second half, we were awful. First half, we weren't that much better. It wasn't very good, mate. We got away with it. We did get away with it last night.
Anyone want to agree or disagree with Alan on that?
Well, I think Alan, we did get away with it. We scored in the 95th minute with a header. So, you know, I think Wolves will be gutted because I think they played well and they would have probably really felt they deserved the draw. Although taking it out on the referee for not disallowing the goals a bit stupid because, you know, it was, you know, ridiculous that he even had to look at it when Bernardo was ducking away about 2 meters out of the way behind the goalkeeper and moving away. But yeah, we did get away with it. It was one of those frustrating games where we didn't show imagination. And when that's against Arsenal, Real Madrid, I kind of think, well, that's because of the world-class quality we're against. But this is a team who let in 5 against Brentford 2 weeks ago, haven't won against the top flight side all season. They aren't. You know, I don't think
we were terrible.
Yeah.
We were terrible.
I know because you woke me up last night. I put LB's watch along back, and even you were saying at the end we weren't very good. We were awful.
No, I said we weren't. I said we weren't great, but I don't think we were terrible.
Yeah. But we never are this time of year. We're never. You know, if you went back to last year, the year before, the year before that, we're never good in October, November.
I mean, at the end of the day, they have 3 shots, 2 on target. We have 22.
Yeah, but look at the 3 shots. He said this last night in the middle of the night for me. He said this last night. They were clean through twice.
One. What? No, they were clean through once.
Once, yeah.
Yeah.
So you can't just make stuff up, Alan, and go, yeah.
What was Rico doing for the first goal? Jogging back.
Oh, here we go.
You know, I was furious. I was screaming at the TV. What are you doing? Get Rico, run!
Yeah, but what I will say about that first goal is if Kevin De Bruyne had done that pass for that goal, we'd be watching it for 5 years afterwards because that pass was like De Bruyne's against Stoke. It was just absolutely perfect. So had Rico got back, he would have had to have intercepted that, be in a position to intercept the ball. Sometimes you have to say that goal was a bloody brilliant goal by Wolves. That ball was phenomenal.
It was very good.
So give them some credit, and Larson was, right that early in the game, was perfectly positioned.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think as well. What's wrong for me is we're more creative on the wings, but obviously when it's getting to the point where the rare times that we are driving it through midfield, which surprisingly you see Ruben Diaz doing quite a lot these days, which is a bit odd sometimes. You think, oh, okay, he's going for it. But when we are, what I miss is the crosses into the box. They're not coming from the midfield. There's no creativity in that way. They're coming from the wings. There's nobody's trying to sort of, it's obviously all just low ball possession. But I just want somebody to, just occasionally just try a chip, try anything just to get it into the box. But sometimes I do get frustrated with the amount of passing unless it touches the wings. And I'm just sitting there thinking, come on, just somebody try something a bit different. Because it does look a bit formulaic at times.
I thought the final ball was lacking yesterday a lot.
I agree, but we haven't got any creativity.
No.
I thought Doku and Svinio were very average yesterday. The final ball from the pair of them wasn't very good at all. We do well, get it on the wings, beat people, and then it's just no one's looking, and it's just thrown in there. How the service to Haaland was pathetic, I thought, yesterday.
He showed his frustration as well, didn't he? Wasn't happy.
But as Andrew got a point here, Alan, without Foden, KDB, Aki, Rodri, and Bob, that's a lot of players out. Because this is my thing. People are saying about the midfield. Other than Nunes, who can
what?
You put
He's getting his high pitched voice again.
He was ready. He was ready then.
Tommy Doyle's better than Nunes.
Yeah, Alan. Tommy Doyle can't even start for Wolves, mate. But anyway,
he needs more minutes, Nunes. He needs more minutes, and then we'll see. The guy's not been given a fair run, has he?
No.
I would have. Yeah,
made a difference.
I will say today, McAtee should have been brought on.
I thought that. I agree with that.
I think McAtee, probably for my view, for Gundo. Gundo was looking a bit tired, and I think McAtee would bring something a little bit different. And I think McAtee, Gundo is he'll come good, but his shooting and his chances. He's had about 10 fantastic chances in the last probably 5 games, and he's shooting beats on. But McAtee's shown for England under 21s, and I think today's the sort of game he should have been given a chance. And I think Pep, you can't criticise him for much, but sometimes he is a little bit afraid to be quite as brave with the youngsters as they perhaps deserve. Because I do think, and I know we're on a 31-game unbeaten run. It's the 7th longest in English history. So let's not pretend there's any problem. But, I'd like to see McAtee get some game time now, because I think we might need him later in the season, especially if we have these players injured who are creative, because we've got to be a bit nervous about De Bruyne. Foden, I'm sure, comes back good. Gundo's 34 now. So we've got, Bob, a big injury, and he's going to take a bit of time to come back. So McAtee needs some football.
What are you about? Bob's back next month.
Yeah, but you've got to assume he's going to get back, and he's going to get and hit the 4 goals in before he got injured. So I'm just not counting my chickens. I think Bob could be the best of the lot from everything you see at the young level. But he's got to come back, find his form, find his confidence, and all that. And I would like to see McAtee get a chance now.
You know where they cite Dash here? And I don't normally disagree with Dash, but I'm going to hit, and this is my point. I'll be honest, Alan is right. We did get away with it. Wolves deserved the draw. Can someone tell me how they deserved the draw?
Because they defended very, very well.
Right. Okay, so they defended well.
Yeah, we did.
Go back 3 weeks ago when Arsenal were down to 10 men and they defended all the time, and we were all having a go at them for being very defensive.
Yeah, but
Arsenal were with 10 men.
No. I'll get to my point.
Away.
The point is, this is what we're doing now.
No, but I don't think we can. If Wolves play as well as Arsenal do, then Wolves deserve a lot of credit for doing that.
Wolves defended very well today.
Arsenal think they're the best team in world football. Arsenal think they deserve to be Premier
But
League
my
champions.
point is, Rich,
There's a difference between the two.
To get a point, Rich, you need to do more than just sit back. For me, that's why I disagree with the deserve all this. Because if City went and played like that, none of us would be going, well, it was a well-earned point.
Oh, if it had been for the draw, would have been moaning like
Wolves
crazy.
did nothing in that game other than 2 shots in the first half to do anything on Saturday.
But saying that, Martin, it could have been 2 up.
Right, and Alan, I understand that, but the other thing no one's talked about here, if Jose Sarr hadn't made a 4 world-class saves, we'd have put past him.
He was on fire, Jose Sarr was brilliant.
But I've heard no one talk about it yet. Jose Sarr's world-class saves.
It was very good, wasn't he?
But you've just said which one is it?
Mate, Martin, Wolves are fighting for their lives to stay up.
This is where I'm coming to, and I've laid the trap. You walk straight into it.
Don't care.
The truth is, though,
and that's what you look.
Yeah, the truth is, Martin, you can't say a team doesn't deserve something because the goalkeeper makes world-class saves. Goalkeepers are in. Well, they're on the team. They're there to make world-class saves.
Then we can never criticise Edison ever again, then, Rich.
Well, no, that's you totally missing the point. What I'm saying is, if Wolves' goalkeeper makes world-class saves, then they deserve what they get from those world-class saves. You can't say, because the goalkeeper did well, you know, they don't deserve it. Well, that means they deserve it more because one of their players did really well.
There's a lot of negativity for Wolves camping up.
Why?
No, by City fans are Wolves camping up. That was what I said on the
preview. If they play open football against us, they'll get back.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. I said on Thursday this was going to be one hell of a tough game. It ain't my fault. Some fans went in with bottom of the league 5-0 win, here we roll. And that's what it was.
If we'd have scored first, it could have been a bigger score. But because they scored first, it was set we laid straight into their trap and they could defend from there.
Well, we keep doing that, Alan, don't we? We keep conceding every game. Yeah,
we held them out for. I thought we did really well today. We held them out for much longer than we do usually.
It's usually the first 20 seconds, isn't it?
Funny thing is, that's like we've won every game we've fallen behind in, and we've dropped points in half the games we've gone ahead in. So you know, the opposition scoring's been better for us this season than when we score first.
Do you think it's a concentration issue or not, Fee?
No, I think it's our setup issue. If you want to go without and out wingers and go with your people who invert, you're gonna leave space in behind.
Well, I've said Rico goes too far forward at times.
But this is what no one's looking at. Like no one's looking at it in an analytical view. We're all looking at this is my issue. When I was defending Walker, I wasn't doing it because Walker's my boy and defending. It's way Pep sets him up. Pep likes his defenders to go into midfield. And then he goes to number 8, the number 10. It's going to leave space in behind because our wingers don't want to come back.
Well, there was a point yesterday where Rico was, I think it was their second attack when they got clean through, was in their 6-yard box with the ball got taken off us. I'm thinking, what's he doing there? And they got clean through, didn't they? I'm thinking, you're too far forward, mate. You're a bloody fullback playing inverted.
Do you know why? Because Rico's not even a right back.
I know he's not.
Everyone's looking at him as a right back. Because the hate on Walker's become so much, they'll have Timbuktu at right back over Walker now. So Rico became the saviour and lord of going into right back. It's not a right back.
I know.
For certain games, we're going to need Walker. We're going to need Walker's experience. I do believe that. You know, he's not prime Walker, but he's needed for there's a few of these games where I just think, just get Walker on, and it's all going to get better. It's going to be much more stable. But a lot of people disagree.
Manuel. No, I think I'm at give Akanji a go at right back.
Yeah.
Honestly, at the moment, because I think he has been probably our most formed defender of the last 2 years consistently. You know, he's not been getting injured. He's not had the same ups and downs in form that most of the others have had. So I'd like to see, especially when Guardiola's play Akanji and then play Rico when Ake plays, because Ake will need some games. Ake's a fantastic defender, but have one true defender at fullback and one person pushing up. Don't have two people like Guardiola and Lewis at the same time. I think that's what makes us exposed, because even with the first one, you see that Guardiola and Lewis are both further up, because Guardiola's not as quick to be with the Wolves player who crosses it in as he could have been because of his position. Right. And then Rico's not tracking back. But if you'd have had Ake, for example, playing with Rico there, Ake may well have stopped that cross because he'd have been in a different position. And if you'd have had Akanji playing with Guardiola, I think Akanji would have been in a much better position to stop the striker. And so I just think it's pick your fullbacks as pairs rather than just, you know.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
But by the way,
what's on the conversation about Nunes on the chat? Nunes, the only thing Nunes should be doing is driving the trams past the Etihad to Piccadilly Station. That's it. That's the only thing he should be doing for us. Driving the fans back on a tram.
So you don't think Nunes played well when he come on?
He made one tackle.
He also had an attempt at goal. It's pretty good, actually, on the pivot. I was quite impressed with him.
I thought, you know, we could have used Nunes and, as I said, McAtee earlier in the game.
He said to me last week, mate, very simple. Pep doesn't fancy Nunes. Otherwise, he'd be in the side every week.
Yeah, probably
true. Playing at a slow midfield, Dan.
I wouldn't play him.
He can run. I agree with your point. Yeah. I agree with Alan. I agree with Martin's point. Probably before you were on, though, that when we play, and we had this years ago with far better, you know, a far better midfield. But I think it was when we used to play Silva, Rodri, and Gundogan together, we used to not look as good as when two of those three were playing, or one of them was playing in a different position. It's just that when you play the three we did today, there's not enough physicality. There's not enough strength. There's probably not enough youth and not enough directness. And I just think, putting a Nunes or putting a McAtee or someone different in and just giving a bit more variety helps. And when Kovacic is playing, Kovacic was brilliant at running with the ball and really taking things on. But now he's kind of slipped into, you know, playing as Rodri rather than instead of Rodri. Kovacic isn't making those runs. So there's no one really, you know, unless Diaz or Stones does it, there's no one coming in with a bit of directness, running with the ball, doing something different in midfield. So I think on that, you know, Nunes may have been a good option today, just for some difference.
But this is my point. If that midfield today was the only midfield we've got right now. Unless you're willing to give O'Reilly a go, McAtee a go, and Nunes a go. That's it.
We are missing KDB massively. I think everyone.
Well, this is my point. We've got no Rodri, no Ake. Foden is out of form for personal reasons. So that's why he's in and out at the moment.
But Martin, even Rico going into that midfield three and playing Akanji right back.
No, because he's asked the classic Newcastle Reg.
He gives you something different.
Between Rico in EDS midfield and Rico Premier League midfield.
But you can't. Yeah, you put Rico in. He needs to have a few games at that. And
going in, Rico from that. Just say Rico.
Rico. You put Rico in.
It's not Ratcliffe. Rico.
Rico. Yeah, you put Rico in, and you know you put him in away at St James's. That's a much harder game than if you stick him in at Wolves.
But I'm coming to that.
It's just for something. But I've said I'd like McAtee on today.
Yeah.
But then what happens, Rich? McAtee comes in. We don't win the game. What happens then?
Gets
Well,
slated.
Yeah,
but you're saying we don't win the game. I'm saying we'd have won 3-1 with McAtee on.
No, I know.
He'd have done something
you are,
different.
Rick, but this is what gets me. 3 weeks ago, no one wanted Núñez anywhere near the 11. Everyone was like, Núñez, just get out. Bye-bye. See you later.
That's not true.
Now,
Alan was here on the show praying for Núñez to come in the side.
But
Yeah,
now,
there's Núñez
people, but now people are starting to see the midfield is a bit slow at the moment. Oh, let's give Núñez a run. Let's give this guy a run. Doesn't work. You can't flip-flop.
No, it's like Gundogan. Gundogan getting in. I think he was getting into some great positions today, and he was finding, really good spaces. But I just don't think that. I don't know. His end product is not great at the moment. But I do feel like it will kick in.
But one goal will click. I reckon.
Yeah, I do. I think he needs a confidence boost.
Yeah. Because he would have scored 7 out of the 10 chances he's had in the last few weeks. In some of his runs of goal scoring form, but he just hasn't got his shooting boots in. But then I reckon one goal changes that.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's getting there. He's getting there, and people forget that obviously he's been away for a season. It's not very long, but it is in terms of football. Everything changes, and the way that we've changed as well. Obviously, we brought new players in, and Pep's system is never the same. It's going to take him time to get back into it. He's older, he's probably lost a little bit of confidence. And the fact that he's missed, obviously, the headers against, was it Inter Milan? He's had some sweet chances that's not come through for him. So I think it's probably knocked his confidence, but we know how good he is. And I think it's going to kick in at some point. And I don't think it'll be too long before it does. And I agree with you, Rich. I think it'll just take a goal and he'll be right back up there again.
See, like Douglas said, if you're looking to create overload, you leave gaps elsewhere. Please don't blame things on hate. There is a bit of an agenda on Walker, Douglas. There is.
Yeah.
There is a major thing with Walker at the minute. There is a bit of hate on Walker. I know you won't like that, but there is. Some people are literally... It got announced today Walker was injured, and I saw City fans celebrating. So there is, Douglas, there is a little bit of thing with Walker at the minute, and I've always said I think it's because of other reasons other than football.
Well, it is, and then when all that did happen and it all came out, personally, I felt like he dealt with it really, really well. I was quite proud of him as an athlete. I felt like he still came out there every game and he was giving it his all. At the actual time that it was all kicking off. I think people just forget that the humans, they just expect them all to be robots, and there's an element of that. And you're right, Martin, that there is a bit of disingenuous, attitudes towards him. It'll affect his game.
Rich, sorry to
same with Sterling.
Rich, I'm going to interrupt you because people are being so generous. I need to do these because people are absolutely flying at the moment. I'm going to go into the move in the wings and we'll start getting to the goals. Bella has gifted another 2 Mancunian Way memberships. That's not the same message. That's 2 gifted memberships. Thank you so much, mate, again, for your kind generosity. And then he's done a 5th one down below. Thank you, Nathan Gray, for renewing for an 8th month. You are a superstar. And there is Belly's 5th gifted membership. So big up, Belly, in the chat, everyone. And then Simo Sups has gifted 5 channel memberships. You are so kind. Thank you so much. Excuse Alan coughing all over your announcement, mate. DB has gifted 10 channel memberships out as well. Thank you for your continued support. It means so much. And then the legend that is Mark Fogg again gifting another 10 memberships. Thank you so much. That is over 30 odd memberships tonight. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate that.
More than you believe. More than you believe, I'm happy.
FUA has come in with a great super chat, but I don't want you to do it yet, Alan. You can do it at the end because I don't want to detract the show. Ask Alan to pronounce Sadekov, please. No, do that at the end. But thank you so much, FUA, because I know we'll lose the whole stream and I won't get it back. Right. Vardio. Do you think anyone's ever going to start closing down, maybe?
I think they're going to start to realise that that's the man they have to mark. And I think they're going to be on him in 2s and 3s potentially. I'm surprised
But when they are the space that'll then create for other players, like whoever's playing left wing and stuff, will be good. So, the more Kovacic has done it, and now we seem to just have our Croatian specialists outside the box, on the edge of the box, saving us this season. But as soon as they get closed down more, then it creates space somewhere else. So I'm sure, and then it'll be Ruben Diaz taking all the shots, and but I'm sure that's what's intended, because I think it's coming where Rodri was doing that a year ago. He was being allowed space, and then he started getting goals, and then he started getting closed down. So, I guess we just need all 10 players on outfield to be able to shoot from outside the box.
Stephen makes a great point, Alan. If you Rodri made that tackle, you'd be gassing it up.
Well, I'll tell you what, when they're coming through at us yesterday, there's one person I would have loved to have been there. Yeah, because he wouldn't allow it. He wouldn't have allowed it. One thing he does, he sniffs danger.
Who?
Rodri.
Makes me laugh, Sky going about Bernardo. We're going to come to that. Fee, you make great point. Rich, Alan Gabardio.
Great goal. You don't give him that kind of room on the edge of the box, which is what happened, because he has got a shot on him, and he's usually very, very composed when he's shooting them. When he shoots like that, very, very composed. Doesn't snatch at it, does he? Which earlier on, a lot of players were snatching at things.
It was the Burnabout special, that one.
Brilliant goal. Brilliant goal.
He's very two-footed as well.
Yeah.
With Guardiola, if you defend against, you don't know if he's going to hit it with his left or his right.
By the way, on the McAtee thing, don't forget McAtee did say he was happy to stay, even if he only got 2 minutes. I think McAtee was happy to be here and just learn. Nunes, I think, very different.
Yeah.
Obviously, we go in at 1-1. I did think we'd come out a little bit more at that point. We obviously did make some substitutions. I thought they came a little bit late. Now, people ask me, why did he switch over? This is my thing, why I think he switched Sabinho and Doku, was because Semedo was flying up on those first half.
Yeah.
And I think he switched them to stop the Semedo coming through.
Yeah.
That is, I know a manager thinks I'm going to work on because as fans, we only look at us. I've noticed that you always look at your team, your players, your performance. You don't think about the opposition. The problem is with a manager or a coach, they have got to think of the opposition. They have got to think, if he keeps doing that, what about him the other way? It's why fans cry out for substitutions and the manager doesn't always make them. Because sometimes it can have a knock-on effect. Because I was watching the game with my dad and my brother, and they made great points. You can tell what Pep's going to do. You watch when Pep makes his first sub, and watch where he puts him. That generally tells you what the next sub is going to be. You can tell. Soon as Foden went over to the right, 2 minutes later, we all went Grealish is next. And we knew where he was going. It was like a domino. I knew what was going to happen. And I think that's why he changed them around, was to stop the Semedo run. Because Semedo was coming through as like a bloody freight train.
He was brilliant in the first half, especially, I thought. Yeah, he was really good.
And he was, he was a player we and a lot of other top clubs in the Premier League looked at for a while, probably 3 years ago. So he's obviously, Semedo was a player who, at the time, it was surprising Wolves got him. He's not a bad player. And the good thing about bringing him on is, for the first time in the game, he put in a decent corner. That's about the first decent corner we've taken in about, the last 50.
You sound like LB with these corners. What's up with you?
But you're playing it. The corners this season have been more dangerous that we're going to concede on our corners from a break then we're going to score. Like you know, the corner is supposed to be an advantage. It's getting your position, it's getting the ball in the box, and you can't have, like, I don't know how many corners we've had this season, 100, and you know, 98 of them or something have just been put in the box to an opposition defender to get out and break against us, and we've got to do something about that. We were, was it 3 years ago when we had the best set piece execution in European football, and we lost our set piece coach. He went off somewhere else. But I do think we need to do something about that. You can't afford to have 20 corners in a game against the worst side in set pieces in the country and then not threaten to score. So we did at the end, fair play, but we've got to work on that in training.
I agree with that. The set pieces need sharpening. Yeah.
Yeah. Because we've got Stones, we've got Guardiola, we've got Diaz, we've got Haaland. We've got a lot of players who know how to put their head on a ball. You know, it's not.
I agree with you, Richard. I'm more worried about getting hit on the break because we are so susceptible from set pieces.
Yeah. I agree with Ted. Ted's a former professional footballer, so I'm agreeing. Big up Teddy, by the way. I'm doing a show tonight, Teddy, if you want, come on. Big up. Say hello to Carson for me, mate. Big up Foggy and DB. So you're all looking now, who is that? You're all having a look now. You're all there, like, you know, keying away. Who is that? Who'd you play for? Anyway,
and that's spot on by TJ. Give McAtee a chance.
No,
this week in Europe, starting.
No, I'm calling TJ's comments out. Once you realise 2024, Pep is a coward, everything begins to make sense. Gundo started yet another game. It's pure cowardness. Outlook to the team is in the short or long run. Right. Anyone agree with that? Is Pep a coward?
No.
I don't think he's a coward.
Alan does. Look at Alan. He's dying to go, yeah. Look at him. Is that your burner account?
Not my burner account at all.
It is. All it needs now is Nunes out, and that's you.
You won't be up this morning.
I don't think Alan's smart enough to work out how to use a burner account, so I wouldn't worry.
I have got a burner account, but it's not TJ.
Where is our killer instinct? I want Pep to stop setting up for draws. Pep does not set up for draws. Right. Can someone tell? Right. I'm going to ask this. People do realise we've got 4 key players out at the moment.
I don't think a lot of people do, Martin, it seems.
Have I missed this?
Yeah, they've not noticed.
What's going on here? Again, why I asked the question earlier, who are you replacing with?
Martin, what do you think, or Rich or Alan, what do you all think about O'Reilly? What's your stance on O'Reilly? Do you just think not quite ready?
I just haven't seen enough of him, to be honest. I think, and I think it's a far more dangerous position to play. Yeah, I don't think it's that much of a risk to say play McAtee in that kind of front 5.
Yeah,
but I think if you put O'Reilly in, that is far riskier. Unless you're playing him further up the pitch, and if you're doing that, then I think it would be harsh on either McAtee or Nunes to put O'Reilly in front of them at the moment. But no, O'Reilly looked promising in the pre-season tour.
He did. I really was really impressed with him in pre-season.
For me, at number 6 or at centre back, that's where I just get nervous. Those absolute key positions defensively in the spine. It's just such a risk putting in a untested player, and there's so much more pressure on them.
You've not just lost your number 6, you've not got your number 10. That's like Arsenal having no Odegaard, no Rice. That's like going to Real Madrid and taking out Bellingham and
Camavinga or
Camavinga,
you basically and Aka. And you've got Foden. I will be honest, Foden has had an illness from what I've been told, and it's been affected him to a point where he's even had to speak with people at the club. I just don't know. But his illness or the childhood, but he's had personal issues.
There's definitely something wrong. We can all see.
Falling out. I've seen this. Pep and him have not fallen out. There's been no argument with Pep. Pep is fully behind him and supporting him.
He said something interesting after I can't remember which game it was, but not long ago. And he said he was being interviewed after the game, and he said, yeah, more importantly, he said, I'm enjoying my football again. So, you know, you can see the guy's had something to overcome. He's obviously trying to get back into it. But everyone's just expecting Foden of, you know, the end of last season to just spring in, be banging him in, you know, from the outside of the box on his left every 2 minutes. But obviously, if something's going on, like I said before, they're not robots, they're human, and you just got to give them a bit of time. Then Pep will find a solution.
And Alan, I'm going to come to you. With the injuries we've got and everything else, and I do think you're right. Our weakness is about losing possession without rest defence. We've got players who have got to play every game now because of the injuries we've got. Because I'll go back 3 weeks ago, and people think I'm doing this happy clapping. I said what we had to do was, with our fixtures coming up, get through the section and get us to January. To where we could spend the money. We know in January that Pepper's already said it. We are looking at making additions. Right now, we can't. If you throw McAtee and O'Reilly in and they sink, some in the fan base will turn quicker than sour milk on them.
Yeah, but
and then you're out. Then you're out of it. So is it not better to sort of regress on performances a bit and focus more on a performance? Because here's the thing: in May, if we win the league, no one's going to look back on the 20th of October and go, "Well, we didn't play great at Wolves." If you're lifting that title at the end,
no.
Do you know what it'll become? That was the weekend. Arsenal lost, City won.
Well, Liverpool are in the race at the moment, and they're getting results.
I'm not saying they are, but my point is,
Alan, Liverpool have been in the race for about the last 10 years at this time of the season.
Yeah.
Liverpool will win the Christmas title. They'll have a bus top parade about it, and then wonder why they collapse in March because they're all
Piss off you. That's not what you think. Sorry, my son's in the chat putting up a load of garbage. Not wrong about you. What you on about you? My son's talking a lot of garbage. Sorry.
But no, it's next weekend set up perfectly because, you know, it's you know, we've got a nice home game and then Arsenal, Liverpool. And I tell you what, if Liverpool can go to Arsenal and get a result, then there's going to start to be some pressure on Arsenal because they're suddenly going to be a couple of games behind City and Liverpool potentially. And, you know, that because they haven't won anything, the pressure's going to build there, I think, more because they're two really close chances. So and they've not had injuries for 2 years. They've barely had any injuries. So I don't know. I think that's a big few weeks for Arsenal.
No, don't sell Foden in your fantasy team. No, Foden is fine now. Just let him get over the hump. Like I've said, KDB will be back probably next week. Let's just calm it down. Do you know what it is to me? I said something on Friday and everyone had to go at me about it. I went, I don't care about performances now. I just want to get the results, get over the line, and then we'll sort it in January. Spend the money in January.
We're unbeaten. People going on like we've been beaten every single game.
31 games, by the way, club record.
Yeah, the mindset's unreal sometimes.
Alan doesn't care about that, though.
Well, at the moment, we're having to pay the kids in certain positions and play them because we can't. We are.
What kids?
Do you mean Rico?
Yeah.
That's it. What other kids, Alan? Are you watching EDS games?
Yes.
Yeah. We've got one of the oldest.
Yeah.
I watched the ladies' game yesterday before.
That's what he was watching yesterday.
I was watching the ladies' game before we played with Villa. I was watching.
Funny thing is, I'd say that we've got a young forward line, but we've got the oldest midfielder in the Premier League playing today. You know, that's a midfield averaging well over 30, and I doubt any other team in the Premier League's playing an older midfield. So I think the opposite. I think I'd have had one more kid in there and one more geriatric out. You know, I think some. Well, McAtee for Gundo today.
Sorry, I'm asking how FIFA's got a full dream team of City players. That's not allowed. I know. Doctor's making plays as always. Yeah. VJ, come on. This is that's garbage, VJ. No, disagree with you. I'm not saying Doku was bad, but he wasn't doing that. That's
No,
a little loving agenda, that.
he didn't have it's normally he does. I find him quite frustrating in certain games, Docky, with his own product like everybody else. But today he didn't really do. He was just all right. He didn't set it alight
today.
Yeah, he was all right.
But I thought Grealish made a difference when he come on. But again, you know what's annoying me with Grealish and Doku, both of them right now, is they're only making differences when they're coming on as subs. I'm not seeing Grealish or Doku grab their chance with both hands when they get the opportunity to start. Grealish is coming off the bench. Arsenal today helping to change the game. Doku against Fulham coming off, scoring the goal, changing the game. Why are those two not doing it when they're at the beginning, at the start?
You don't want two super subs at the end of the day,
That's the point. They're both looking like bloody super subs at the minute.
Yeah.
Well, I prefer Grealish. I'm sorry, but I do.
No, Alan. I prefer whoever's in form. I said start Doku today, but I thought Doku and Savio was very off today. That was where the creativity had to come from today, because our midfield 105.
Yeah,
I felt like today Savio just looked really unconfident, almost like rattled. Just was, just whacking the ball everywhere. Just really not as sharp as he has been before. Because he came in and I was amazed by him. I thought, my God, this guy gets pep ball straight away. He was unreal when he first came in.
I think one of the problems though is when you're playing against 11 men, and we sometimes talk about them not getting the final ball, but the truth is, nearly every single time Doku or Savio got the ball today, they had a defender on them and they had a defender just behind. So they basically had two players on them, and you look across when you see them with the ball, and there's 8 players. There's 8 players in the box blocking the pass.
I knew someone was going to do this. Doku had an assist. He did a 2-yard sideways pass. It's an assist.
Yeah, I know.
But I knew someone was going to do that now, because Joe loves Doku. So, but if Grealish had done that assist today for Joe, it's a 2-yard sideways pass.
Yeah, but we've got to, we've got to figure out. We've got to figure out a way,
because Grealish was far more positive today when he came off. When he came on,
but it's easy playing against a very tired defender. That's the thing. Whoever comes on in a game like today is coming on against any team who's been on the back foot against us for 70 minutes. The defender's going to be knackered. So whoever comes on should be looking good, because they're coming up against a player who's mentally and physically exhausted. So, if we can, especially when we get Bob back, and when we've got Bob back, we're going to be able to change both wingers and bring on 2 really good wingers against knackered defenders. But we've also got to figure out a way of getting the ball to Savio and Doku when they haven't got 2 or 3 players to beat, because they were shut down very effectively, and very often Alan will criticize Doku for not getting the cross across, but basically you've got 6 opposition players between you and any player, and you could have the best passer in the world and you might struggle to get the ball to them. I watched Foden at one point, calling for the ball, but there's 3 defenders between him and Grealish, I think it was. So there's no way to get the ball to him.
I think Grealish came on and changed it. But again, I said Doku changed the game against Fulham. So if anyone goes all over, I'll credit both when they both do it.
Yeah.
Question for you: where would you play Oscar Bob when he comes back?
Well, we'll talk about that on another stream.
Probably, Alan. I think probably I'd start him right wing first up, and I think, but maybe he does. Maybe he moves into the middle when Haaland's having a day off. Maybe at some time he goes behind. But I think, to get him used to Premier League football playing every week, I think he's going to play one of those wide positions. I think that's safer.
Yeah. Okay.
And more sensible.
My personal feeling on him, I think he's potentially the best of the lot.
well, let's just say, let's get to the controversy. The winning goal that all Arsenal fans said was, so they kicked off with offside, then they quickly did a bit of research and realised you can't be offside off a corner.
Yeah.
They realised that. Then it became Bernardo nudged Sarr. No, yeah, probably, maybe a little bit. But then three-quarters of Arsenal's goals should now be disallowed for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what
Arsenal threw Edison onto the ground for their second goal against us. Like, if for them to moan about that,
me and Joe have agreed on something.
Yeah, tell you what, Arsenal fans, if you give us the 3 points at the Etihad against
we'll take the one off today.
We'll give Wolves the point today, and we'll be level, and you'll be worse off. So it's. I mean, it was silly. It wasn't interfering with the goalkeeper, and he was nowhere near offside. Even if offside could be happening, he was 2 meters to Sarr's right. He was ducking down and moving away, and really, really consciously making sure he wasn't interfering. So, and him and Sarr were best mates, having a chat a minute earlier.
Yeah, when the cross came in, he did what Arsenal defenders do and back into the keeper.
Yeah, I never say his name right. Is it Jesus? Jesus.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Jesus.
exactly this Jesus. Thank you. Yeah, exactly the same as what he did to Edison.
Yeah.
I mean, that wasn't flagged up, but it wouldn't be. But in my mind, yes, he nudged him, but then within that time, he'd moved away. Like you say, Rich, he was consciously moving away from the goalkeeper. He had a clear, unobstructed view of that header and the ball. And Mika Rich is saying that he was off balance. He wasn't off balance. He was completely resettled by that point.
Yeah.
There was no way that was a disallowed goal. I just couldn't even believe it went to VAR, but that's where we're at.
And there's no way. I mean, no goalkeeper saves that header. It's a bullet header from 5 yards out. You can't save those unless it hits you, because you like that, and the header goes straight into you or goes over. You don't save it because you don't save point blank. It's just too fast.
No. I didn't see Mickey Richards. Did Mickey Richards say it was a foul?
We're not talking about wanker. Mickey Richards is an absolute wanker now.
Yeah, he did say that. Yeah,
he's become an Arsenal shill.
Yeah.
How he's an ambassador for this football club, I do not know. They need to take it off him.
Well, all we could see was Joe Hart, and he was again jumping up and down when we scored. So,
honestly, Mickey Richards, an open Arsenal fan, needs to shut up and just go and. And by the way, he's got the nerve to talk about defending, cheeky little bastard.
Yeah,
he's got the nerve to talk about defending. Let's not talk about defending, shall we, Mika?
Yeah.
Let's not open that kind of worms, mate. You couldn't even get an average Villa team.
Yeah, it wasn't being very. He was very sort of firm in his views. I was quite surprised actually, but not really. But yeah, I just thought how you, as a pundit who's being paid for this, your professional view on it, can say that that's a foul, disallowed. Unbelievable.
But then we need to about this, Johnny Stones. By the way, can I just say, what
Johnny Stones, Johnny Stones.
I'm gonna let Alan sing. He doesn't at the stadium.
Song,
mate. Yeah, I thought it was great. You know what I liked about today? That's why I like today was the exact reason where VAR was brought in. The linesman today put his flag up. I don't know why. Obviously he did. He saw something. I'd be intrigued to see when that flag went up. I'm presuming it's when Stones headed it. Because it's very hard from a side-on angle to see your distance between your goalie and Bernardo. You can't tell whether he's in front, to the right, or to the left. But look, when Stones heads the ball, Bernardo is actually to the right of Jose's side. Yeah. The ball goes to the left.
He flagged it. He flagged it for offside.
Yeah,
but he couldn't see. Yeah,
and
the linesman couldn't see from where he was. He flagged it as offside, but the linesman couldn't see whether Bernardo was behind or in front of the goalkeeper. So I think it was a simple offside flag, and then it just needed to be checked. And because he'd flagged offside and it wasn't you know, it was a matter of debate about whether he's interfering with play, then the referee had to go and check it. And it was the quickest VAR check you'll ever see. You know, usually they look at it 25 times and then come and make a decision, but he looked at it once and it's like straight away.
It was astonishing because normally it never goes the way you want it to. Normally it's goes to VAR and you're thinking, oh, here we go. But yeah, I was really pleased with the way that they quickly sort of dispatched it and made the decision.
Yeah. And it's funny that there's controversy on the, you know, with Michael or something, because straight away on the feed we watch here, which is, I guess, the global feed, all the commentators said, it's definitely a goal. He's not interfering with play.
Yeah,
they're going to overturn it.
But I was celebrating before you. I bet me and Fee was celebrating about 1 minute before you and Alan.
Yeah, I bet you were.
Because you and Alan were like, what's going on?
Yeah.
You were celebrating the VAR outcome when we were celebrating the goal.
The game was over. We were celebrating the win while these two were still going to VAR.
Yeah.
In fact, we lost. We watched last season's game today and we lost.
I did that with Alan.
I'm wondering why you're all so happy.
I want to remember watch long one by
we're usually 30 seconds to 60 seconds.
No, you're not. You were about a minute and a half last season. Remember when we went to Bayern Munich in the treble season and we drew away?
Yeah.
Alan scored the goal and Alan was alongside me. I jumped up about 90 seconds and then we all got back to the kickoff and then Alan goes, "Get in!" I'm like, where are you?
Yeah.
Where are you in the game?
That's why I've never. I watched about 2 minutes of a watch along once, and it was just like everything was a minute behind. It's just like this is absolutely dross. So never again.
There you go. I agree with Matt. Could have been because Sardin. You know, it made me laugh. There was one earlier on in the game with, was it Jose? Is he called Jose? Their midfielder.
Yeah.
Andre. And
Gomez. Yeah.
No, wherever he was, Gomez and Kovacic, that was it. And if you look what was going on, Gomez was moaning at the ref and he got booked for it. But Kovacic was right because what Kovacic was saying is Gomez was trying to stand. Kovacic was stood in front of the free kick line because he can be. You know when he puts that spray down?
Yeah.
Kovacic can be there. But Gomez was trying to stand with Kovacic. And Kovacic is going, no, you've got to be behind. It's our advantage. But Gomez didn't understand that. He wouldn't grasp it in his head. He thought he could go with Kovacic.
But you think you'd know.
I don't know what that. I don't know what.
I've got to drop Alan.
No, you
Sorry,
didn't.
Martin. Yeah. See you. Nice to see you, Fee.
No, you too.
Great to see you on the show.
I mean, I'm waving, but I feel like I'm in Australia today with my Wi-Fi. I'm about 20 minutes behind everyone. But it was a great win. I'm just going to do these. Dash, thank you for renewing your membership for 6 months. You are a superstar, mate. So kind. And then Benno with the 199 white stands on the goalkeeper and is lauded as a tactical genius. You are spot on, Benno. That is facts, mate. Arsenal do it every game and they're lauded for it. City do it? No, it's not. It's madness. But to me, 31 games. Was we brilliant today? No. Was we as bad as some have said? No.
No, nowhere near. I felt like we were really, really attacking. I mean, look at the possession. I'm not one for stats. I like to visually watch a game.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, I can't be doing with all this.
But the stats were very heavy. It was.
But they were. They're undeniable.
8% possession, 78% possession.
Yeah.
22 shots, 7 on target, 7 off, 8 block shots. Edison made 1 save. Jose Sarr made 5.
Mm.
It was very lopsided in the stats.
Oh yeah.
People are very upset because, and Alan, you are guilty of this. You do this. It's only Wolves. It's only Ipswich. You do that.
No, I don't.
You do.
I don't.
You do.
Fee, I need your help here.
Listen, the chat know you want to know what you do.
Alan,
He could he could not get on the phone last night to me in the middle of the night here. I'm just dropping off to sleep. He couldn't wait to ring me up. He couldn't wait.
But do you know what makes me laugh is with that? Bournemouth got beat yesterday. Bournemouth beat Arsenal yesterday.
Yeah.
Nottingham Forest have beaten Liverpool at Anfield.
this is the thing. I tend to actually get a bit more panicky about the smaller teams. I don't know why. I just do.
Yeah, I agree.
Have you noticed it in the bill as well?
Did what?
See, everyone knows Alan Fee. Sorry. Everyone
No,
knows
it's all
Alan.
right.
Alan's married.
No,
He's a UFC fighter.
I did see the ring. I did see the ring. Don't worry.
You see what? He's even noticing that. Is she not? Alan, you're unbelievable.
Oh, Alan, you're a cad, aren't you?
Yeah.
Wow. He's a summer. I won't say it on air. We'll get the.
Oh,
It's like the defensive setups. I get. You know what it is to me? We've always said we are very close to needing a rebuild. We've said this. But think of it this way: if we win the league this year with no Rodra,
yeah. Well, I'm listening.
I don't even know what he's doing now. With no KDB.
I'm just going out of bed.
I'm just going to take you off camera for a minute while you do that. You're still here. No, I'm not. Right. I'm just going to mute you a sec. No Foden. An out-form Foden. Rodri out. KDB's been out again injured.
Yeah.
No Aka. We're going to get more injuries.
Yeah. It's inevitable.
Nobody else has got any excuse anymore now.
No. And I don't, I find this sort of like in my brain, the way my brain works, I'm thinking, right, well, it's sort of like a creative challenge. How can we, we might find some magic here in this sort of, plaster, this band-aid, as the Americans say, sort of like, patching this team together and making sure that it still gets us the results that we're used to. What's that? I can't even read that. Yeah, same. I think it's back to the FA Cup days when giant killers were always just, I don't know, getting us, but that's just back in the day when we were just rubbish.
Perhaps this boomer dad who only believes in stats and improved possibilities. The guy has won 4 on the bounce, 100 points. What more do you want, VJ?
Don't know what they want.
VJ, you're entitled to an opinion and it's fine, but wow. To call Pep a boomer dad is a bit wild. That's wild. But hey, it's your opinion, mate. You're entitled
that
to
guy is completely revolutionized the game. And it's all on visuals with him and stats and everything as well. But I don't think anybody else in football looks at a team and can envisage what he can. It's just not gonna happen.
Yeah. And it is what it is. And like I said, do I think we were great today? No. Do I think we were as bad as people are saying? No. Because I thought first half we were really good. Their goal was against someone to play completely. I think second half was great. No, but I thought it was all us. There was only one team in it. I think Nunes did make. I think all the subs made a difference. Foden made a difference when he come on. Thought Grealish made a difference. Nunes, you're not going to like this, Alan, made a difference when he come on. Because what I like about Nunes is he gets us from back to front quicker than any of those 3 that are in there right now.
He did. Did you see him on the turn as well when he had the attempt at goal? That was quick.
The thing is, give him the opportunity. You are not going to know whether Nunes can do this unless you give him 4 or 5 games of a go.
We said the same thing about Phillips, mate. He doesn't fancy him.
But then you can't complain about the midfield then.
Well,
there's no other option.
They won't do it. He won't.
Then don't complain. Don't be texting me going, this is crap, Alan.
Yeah, with all due respect, mate, if he doesn't fancy him, why is he signed him?
It was a panic buy. I won it last season, but
I don't agree with the panic buy. I don't agree.
It was, mate.
I kind of think it was, but it's 53 million. He's got to get. You've got to get him out there. It's 53 million quid.
you know why I don't think it was a panic buy? He's been scouted for a year and a half.
Yeah, well, yeah.
That was a panic buy.
We missed out on we missed out Bellingham. Then we missed out on who
We
was it?
didn't
Rice.
miss out. Bellingham didn't want to come.
No.
Then Paqueta was coming, and then they missed out him, and then within 5 days they signed him.
Right, stop. Paqueta was never coming because he got charged.
Which I'm
glad about now, and I'm glad about
was never coming. He used us to get to Madrid, so you can't say they were coming.
He used us and Liverpool.
Right. What's going on with Foden? It's just personal illness. He just
Long COVID.
Sure.
I think it's long COVID.
But anyway, yeah.
There was also, sorry, Martin. There was also today. My man of the match was definitely Guardiola, because there was a point in that I can't remember who it was up against, but he defended. It could easily been a penalty for a sloppier defender, but the way that he blocked that shot, I can't remember when it was, but he blocked the shot when he literally raced up the field to defend it. It was 1-on-1 with Edison. Can't remember who it was.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, do you know which one I mean? When he was going forward and he basically like blocked him really, really well, and obviously didn't concede the penalty. And I was watching it. I thought that like we say Rolls Royce about John Stones, you've got to say it about him as well. That was fantastic. I just watched it and I thought that's class, pure class. Every block, he's always there. It was like a masterclass today. Brilliant.
Yeah. See, that's what I mean. We looked at him for years.
Yeah.
If we'd have gone out and just picked someone out of the blue, like this Reacher, no one had ever even heard of. That you can go, oh, where's that come from? But when we've literally scouted Nunes for 2 years, it's a bit hard to say it was a panic buy.
Yeah.
He was a bit lower on the list, maybe.
Yeah, I guess that's what I mean. Like you're making do.
He was lower down in the priority. Yeah. A panic buy to me is when you just go, right, who can we pick? And you grab anyone out of it.
Yeah, I guess so. Probably bad wording, yeah. Yeah.
No, that's what Alan thinks. Alan thinks panic buy.
Yeah. I think it is more that. It's just that he was lower down on the pecking order. And obviously
none of you'll know is City are also looking at the left back, the Portuguese. Is he Portuguese? Grimaldo. He's on the list at the moment. I was going to announce that in the space later.
This list is getting pretty big, Martin.
Because the list keeps changing.
Yeah.
Suckercock is on the list as well.
So yeah, here we go, Alan. Yeah, go on. What's his name?
Suckercock. Oh, dear. Brilliant.
I've had a cough for 5 days, Alan. Don't bugger me lungs up.
I'm glad you said cough and not something else. Peppers of Poland trying to be smart. Just go back to flips. This is where we are ending. Right. Anyway, there is a space at 11:30. Grimaldo is Spanish. Thank you. Thought it was Spanish, Portuguese, one of the two. Alan doesn't like Portuguese. It's why he doesn't like Nunes. It's why he doesn't like Amarim. Doesn't like Diano. 11:30, mate. 11:30 is the space. There is also a space tomorrow with me and Tone at 6:30. I think that's already set up as well. So there's plenty to go on the socials. We will be back midweek because, believe it or not, City do have another game. Sparta Prague on Wednesday. So we will be back post-match with that when I get back from the game. Yeah, I can also confirm Martin's got Brighton tickets. Come on. So
get in.
I'm going all the way to Brighton.
Oh, nice.
Are you staying away for the weekend? Are you staying away for the weekend, Martin, with the missus?
No, just said me and my son are going down.
Oh, okay.
And it's on the 9th of November. And if anyone remembers the 9th of November, a very special game was played on the 9th of November, 2002.
No, I don't remember. My memory for dates is.
Here's a question for everyone in the chat. What happened on November the 9th, 2002?
Did City beat United at Old Trafford on the Sven?
No, 2002.
2002.
Remember the 9th of November. We brought.
Oh, we won 3-1 on Main Road against United.
Yeah, clever, Howard.
Yes.
3-1, final ever Main Road derby win.
Yeah.
Oh, Main Road.
The goal scored 2.
There you go. 98% list of players. He was on the list. Keeps coming on and off.
Who's Sean Gota?
No, Reed Norrie. First I've heard of this because I hadn't told you yet. I only had confirmation when we were live. But so there you go. The night Martin lost his virginity. No.
2002.
Now stop Thunder Roll because my son's watching. So now we've got to be very careful now. Where we're going.
Oh.
Main Road Martin back to the 70s, yeah. Anyway,
we weren't even alive in the 70s, were we, Martin?
Someone keeps saying 70s. I'm not a 70s person. Alan was in 1910s. Billy Meredith was his favourite player.
1971 was my first game. I was 5 years old.
Did you cry when Bert Troutman broke his neck? Did you go around and help him?
My dad was at that match in 1955.
You were at that match.
I wasn't. Dad was.
You was.
Hey?
You was.
I'm not that old, mate. I was born in 66.
You've had a bloody hard paper round then. All right, come on. We only got how many likes we got? I'm not staying on for likes. We're not that channel, but we are. We can hit 200, 4 likes away. But thank you. There is over 1.3 thousand of you tonight have tuned in, which is amazing. And I want everyone to big up Fee in the chat. She has been amazing. She was very, very nervous to come on.
I was. I really was. So super nervous.
But she has been fabulous. Big up, Fee. You are more than welcome to come on anytime.
Have you enjoyed it? Have you enjoyed it, Fee?
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny. It's because obviously I watch them all the time, and I've done the spaces, but no, it's been really good. It's an experience in it, and that's what life's for.
Yeah, it's good.
No, 9th of November. I'm gonna look it up now. Man City 3-1, Man United Main Road was 2000. Watch me have the wrong date now. So it was 2021. There now. 2021, not 2022. I gave you the wrong date. So it was Man City 3. I was 2021. So thank you, Andrew, for just clarifying that. It was November the 9th. I was right on the date, 2021. Final ever Main Road derby.
2001, do you mean?
2000. What? Hang on. No.
2021.
What is up? Hang on. No, hang on. What date was it? 9th of November 2002. Thank you.
All right.
21? Do you know what that was? When they released the article. 2002. Thank you. Anyway, I don't know why I put 2021. But anyway, thank you all. So yeah, if you are a member, my internet is dying. Come and join us. If you are, you get to come on. We'll do the October one in about 10 days. Look at this, Rose. Feet is smart. You should have Feet is always welcome on. As anyone is, just get in touch with us. You don't have to come on with Alan, I promise you.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that.
But yeah.
And it's been nice to meet the legend that is Alan as well.
Do you know what he said? He woke me up this morning. He said, "We've got a lady on, Fee's on for you." And I went, "Oh, I'm getting up now, having a shower." There you go.
Can't tell you, Alan.
There you go.
No, I'm telling you, I bet he's had a sprayer brought and everything, a bit of Old Spice.
No, nice.
He'll click in a minute. I'm taking the piss when I said Old Spice. Yeah.
I'm saying no. I'm saying no.
That's something your granddad wears. Anyway, right. Anyway, we're just happy wearing pants. So, no, big up everyone. Fee, where can everyone find you on your socials?
Gilmur Tees, so it's GILMUR and we sell City merchandise, unofficial of course, but just something a bit different. But yeah, they're pretty good quality, so check it out.
And Fee doesn't know this yet, but Pat's going, me and Pat are going to have a conversation with her soon to maybe get some other merchandise to come out with her.
Oh, exciting. I'm up for that.
But we need to have a chat about channel merchandise at some point, maybe.
Okay, perfect.
That's if people want to do Mancunian way hoodies.
Yeah, I'd wear one. Why not?
What, with Alan's face? No, Alan's face is not going on any merch.
Only if it's got Alan's face on. Only.
You'll get arrested.
I've got a fan here, mate. I've got a fan. You're not going to win.
Are you allowed to get Main Road Wanker on the back? Right, no, big up to everyone. Thank you. We will be back. I'm going to do a show in about 50 minutes over on X at Horsey Sitter. Back with Tom tomorrow. And then we're back for the Sparta Prague as well. I'm not on Never a Foul tomorrow or League Judges because I'm at the doctor's and hospital in the morning. Sadly, busy week for appointment to me. Wait, it is. Just, for some reason, they've all come in one go. But thank you to everyone in the chat. Go and give Fee a lot of a follow. She does amazing stuff. Obviously, you know where Alan is. And Rich, as always. Take care, and we'll see you on the next one. I sit here, make a club record of 31 games in the top flight unbeaten. Take care, all.
Bye.
See you later.